rumors galore, guys. Yeah, they're flying all over the place. Some of them from places we know, some not so sure, but we're gonna round up all of them. We got some Datamines, baby, and yeah, we're definitely gonna talk about Black Bolt. So much going on with this character, and all of that and more coming up in your Marvel Strike Force Weekly News Update. And if you want to hear about it, you know what to do. Smash it!
ValleyFlyin.
What is up, Valley Maniacs? ValleyFlyin here. I am back. It is so good to be in the studio again, joined by my brother Khasino for your Marvel Strike Force Weekly News Update. What is up, brother? How are you doing? How has the new year been treating you so far?
I would say it's been treating me pretty good. Got some good stuff to talk about this episode. It's gonna be a busy episode, but after a dry period with not that much news, this is gonna be a fun one.
The holidays were a little dry, you know, there were a lot of things to talk about, but not a lot of new things coming up. But yeah, there are a lot of new things that are coming up in this video, guys. We are going to talk all about them. There are links down below to support the channel. And guys, one little housekeeping before we get started. Podcast for this. I know you guys have been asking for it for a while. It is coming up either this week or next week. As soon as I get that account set up, it will be available. So if you guys prefer to listen to this in a podcast form, that is coming up for your Marvel Strike Force Weekly News Update. But let's get to the first item this week, brother. The rumors about Cyclops. So if you guys at home are not familiar with what this was, there was a rumor going around. I'm not sure where it started. I'm not sure the validity of it, but it was Cyclops would be unlocked by 4 Inhuman characters at 6-star. God, my first reaction was this is either a troll or this is Fox Next putting out some more rumors and seeing how the community reacts to it. What are your thoughts on this, brother?
Oh, this isn't a matter of my thoughts. This is all right. So first off, it was 5 Inhumans at 6-star was the rumor, but I can.
What did I say? Did I say 5?
4, I think.
Oh, okay, 5. Sorry.
It's whatever. So I'll tell you where this rumor started. So this came from the Pants of Hulk leak channel, which I guess I'm inadvertently doing publicity for their leak channel. But the reason I brought it up and I'm attributing it to them is their leaks have been mostly not accurate. Every once in a while, they get something right, and it's usually a leak that's already been floating around, and they go for like kind of obvious stuff. Like one of their early predictions that has not come to pass was, we're getting Doom and Silver Surfer for the Fantastic Four. They've said we're getting Blob and Toad for the Brotherhood, and like, I don't really count those as leaks because like, we're kind of assuming that, right? Everyone's just kind of that opinion. Especially with like, for example, with more Brotherhood members going to the Marauders. Yeah. Like, everyone's just kind of figuring we're getting more Brotherhood, so them saying it. And then they just pick some of the most popular ones. But anyway, so they have a long history of being wrong. I don't want to say they've never gotten something right, but they get a lot more wrong than they get right. And this one in particular upset me. So this rumor got a lot of people really, really angry. To a lot of people, this sounded like exactly something Fox Next would do.
I wasn't sure, but it sounded weird. It sounded very weird, especially the timing of it. The timing of this when people are so mad about Black Bolt coming out.
This had so many. That rumor immediately set off my bullshit detector for so many reasons. I mean, Cyclops kit it's good, but it's not legendary. They literally just had a legendary, so doing another legendary 1 month later is something they've never ever done before. It's usually like 3 months apart. Requiring the Inhumans, like we only have 2 Inhumans right now, and this was said to be in February, so like all the rest of the Inhumans getting released by the end of February, just like it would be like right as those characters were finishing coming out. So it's just, you know what I mean? It's just a lot of fishiness. So yeah, to me it just seemed like a bunch of nonsense. There were some other reasons too, but yeah, I was like, this doesn't sound right. So I did a little bit of digging, and I'm happy to confirm Cerebro has told me via PM, I can send you a picture of it if you want so we can make it official, but Cerebro said, I can repeat that he has told me it is not accurate.
Okay, so that is good. I'm happy
officially
about that. I'm happy about
Old Dinky. And then from a completely separate source, actually a few completely different separate sources, everyone else that I asked about it over at Fox Next was like, that's never been the consideration. Like I don't
Nice.
I don't think we've ever considered Cyclops being a legendary.
All right, so
now,
who knows where this rumor started, or if it's just someone, some rogue member of Pants of Hulk on that server. But yes, I don't know. Whatever. It is. I'm glad that it is not true, and we can put that rumor to rest.
One final thing about Cyclops is a lot of people have been saying, well, if that's not true, why don't the community managers just go on Reddit and say Cyclops is not a legendary? And that is an actual separate reason, which is that until they decide how and when they want to release Cyclops, they don't rule stuff out. They don't just say it's definitely not going to be this. Basically, they're saying we don't know if someone, you know, is going to decide to make him a legendary. So that's why they haven't come out and said it's not going to happen, because they just want the option. There's like, there's no reason to prevent ourselves from being able to change our mind.
I get it. Makes sense. Let me ask you this. I know this is not on topic list, but I think this speculation by both of us and much of the community has been Cyclops would be a milestone character. Do you think that is still the case? We have no milestone character as it stands right now.
There is no way to know how he would release.
I know, but your best guess.
I mean, I don't want to say milestone character, because as a blaster, you would need him at high stars. So
yes,
it would be super unfortunate if he was a milestone character. But yeah, we all just kind of assumed that. But that rumor started at the time because, like, every other release method was like,
we knew the kids of Cyclops.
Firstly, there was a milestone character, and then all of the other release methods for that patch were already accounted for. So we're like, well, it's not going to be another blitz. We already had a character event campaign. So we're like, what's one of the only other places that this dude could go that wouldn't interfere? So we've just been kind of going with that. But like, I could see him being like War Store, you know, or like, for example, like you know how like rescues like 10% in blitz orbs, so maybe he could be like a hard 10% in raid orbs or something. Like, you know, I can see him doing all sorts of stuff with him. So
all right. Well, we will have to see, but I'm hoping he comes to the game sometime soon. And it has been debunked, guys. But earlier today, I put out a video, or earlier today, as of us recording this, I put out a video about my top 10 free-to-play characters. And a couple hours after that, we got another character that became farmable. Human Torch, the first member of the Fantastic Four to become farmable, added to Nexus 5.9 a few hours as we before we started recording this. What are your thoughts on Human Torch finally becoming farmable? What does this mean for the rest of the Fantastic Four?
I mean, I have no idea what it means for the rest of the Fantastic Four, but it's a great sign that they're starting to make some of these older characters more farmable.
Yes.
So I think it's a step in the right direction. Yeah, this was something that needed to be done. So hopefully they kind of get on this and get some of the other characters that need to become farmable onto some nodes or into some shops or something. So
I think it's a good sign as well, because I think he is the first character that got added to the premium orbs, if I'm not mistaken, and then later Human Torch and the Thing got added. So yeah, I'm very excited about this. Recently we had more milestones. They weren't as controversial as the Marauders milestones. They were for the Asgardians, the Jutenheim Milestones. I think I'm pronouncing that right. I apologize if I'm not pronouncing that right, but milestones, these I had a lot more fun with this than the Marauders. The Asgardians are a very fun team to use, and I don't like going against them. But what do you think of this milestone event and some of the rewards that we got for using these Asgardians in battle?
No, I completely agree. I think the Asgardians are a lot of fun. The milestones were easy. I wasn't really paying attention to trying to make the milestones work, and I maxed it out somehow, and the rewards were a bunch of purple gear and orange elite orbs, which orange elite orbs are great to have. So
nice.
Yeah, this is just some nice extra stuff.
I liked it as well. And you know, I haven't opened all of the orbs that I got from the event, but I'm happy to run these, and it was just happy to unlock this, or the different milestones, at least for me, using these team, even if I'm not really using the rewards. It's more about, for me, it was about hitting these milestones, and I had fun with that. Plus, because the Asgardians were a fun team. Other thing that happened this week, or this past weekend, was Doctor Strange Blitz. Very, very good character for newer mid-game players. I think most end-game players have him maxed out already, but thoughts on Doctor Strange, the scores? Is this pretty much standard for a farmable character at this point?
Yeah, well, so one thing you have to remember is although Doctor Strange recently got a rework and it pulled him into a semi-meta team, Doctor Strange has been out for a long time. He was one of the early characters. I'm pretty sure he was released post-launch, but like not too far after launch. Like we'd been using him. The first team I ever came up with to counter Fury Shield in Arena way back when had Doctor Strange on it as like the centerpiece. So he's been around. But yeah, so he wasn't that in demand because he's been so available to a lot of people. But he's an excellent character, and hopefully anyone who did not have him went pretty hard for him. So
yeah, great character, especially if you don't already have him ranked up at 7 stars or haven't even unlocked him. So hope you did well in the blitz, and the scores didn't seem that crazy to me. But let's move on to, before we get to all the rumors and Datamines, let's go on to the thing that I think people are very interested to hear about, the thoughts on this Black Bolt event. I think we've covered it ad nauseum about the restrictive nature of this event last week, but about the event itself, what are your thoughts on the event? As Guardians are a very good team, so this event was pretty easy, I thought. What are your thoughts on this thing?
Yeah, the Guardians are a very strong team, and honestly, the I can't remember a legendary event that was ever like actually really tough to complete. Like if you actually had the characters at the stars. Now, if there was like a character you just like never geared up and they were like still level 5 or whatever, like maybe you'd struggle. But for the most part,
I did the Star-Lord event with a very low Ravager Boomer.
Right.
That's 7 stars, so they don't have those that much anymore. Or maybe they do. I don't know. You're right. They're not very tough compared to some other games.
No, the tough part is getting in.
Yeah. It is.
So.
How many people do you think actually unlock Black Bolt event? If you had to take a guess, a percentage of the player base?
Not a lot.
Less than a percent? More than a percent?
It's tough to say because, like, my interpretation of it is, if as far as like players on the high end, like I think plenty of alliances are gonna have like 1 or 2 players who are like, hey, I'm wailing out, I'm getting this character. And from what I've heard, a lot of endgame players were able to just get the 5-star Black Bolt unlock at I think for like $300, which that's a chunk of change. Like I totally understand most people not spending that, and I mean overall, but also like there's a good amount of people that will spend $300 for a legendary. I'll tell you, in my alliance is like a rank 50 alliance in the game. Only 13 out of 24 players got him. So only half my alliance, and we're way towards the top. I'm sure like in the top 10 alliances, like they all got him, but not a lot. And this was interesting too. So as you know, we have someone on my Discord server, Manic, who helps out tremendously with tracking what was the minimum reported unlock for each legendary event. Yeah. And he said he got way fewer reports for Black Bolt than any previous legendary. So I think they made this guy real exclusive.
So we talked last week ad nauseum about the negative aspects of the restrictive nature of this event. Anything changed? I don't think we have to rehash that, but unless any of your thoughts have changed since then.
No, I kind of stand by what I said. I had a brief conversation earlier on the phone with Mobile Gamer, and we were talking about it, and it was reassuring to me that he agrees that there should have been just a small chance for a very small handful of free-to-play players to get this character. Like, even if it's... And he was saying, like, in Galaxy Heroes, there are events where, like, they'll literally post, like, a grand total of 15 free-to-play players got the character. And even though that's just an infinitesimally small amount, I think that should be built into it, is there should be a chance to like just win the free-to-play player lottery and have a chance to get this character. So I was bummed that no free-to-play players got him, and like he is very strong. He hard counters a lot of the strongest characters currently in the game, so it makes sense that he's pretty heavily paywalled given just how powerful he is. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like there was a better way to handle this, but
I agree.
I'm not in charge.
Yeah. No, nothing. Our thoughts have not changed. It is not a good. It's not a feel good event.
All I can do now is benefit
overall
from it. So I just have to look on the bright side and be like, well, I'm one of the lucky few that has them. So
yeah. I mean, good for us as players, but as representatives of the community, it's not good as a whole. But you talked about how strong he was. What are your first-hand thoughts of this? I know you probably ranked him a lot higher than I've got my Black Bolt. What do you think of this character? Is he living up to the hype for you?
Interestingly, in some ways he's exceeding expectations, and in other ways he's a big letdown.
Oh, explain.
I will. So mine is very strong. I went hard on this guy. He's 6 gold, 4 red, level 75. I think all of his abilities are tier 4. So he's like 70k, gear tier 13.
Oh my goodness. Oh my god.
I made him huge. Actually, I believe you fought against him earlier by mistake.
Yeah, and I almost beat him too. Came down to 1 hit.
Almost.
Almost.
But I'll get into that. Me and Value he was helping me record a video, so he accidentally fought my arena defense, and Black Bull doesn't mess around. But so in some aspects I've been very, very happy with him. Like his damage is phenomenal. Like we knew he was gonna do good damage. And you may not be seeing it if you're using like a 5 gold star Black Bolt.
Oh, I'm seeing
3
it.
red stars.
I got 4, so it's a little better than a normal 5.
4 red, 5 gold, and
yeah, he's okay. He's okay. He's not that powerful, but I do see the effects that he is bringing on even at that low level. And yeah.
And do you have T4s in his abilities?
Just the passive.
Okay, so he hits pretty damn hard. Where I saw that and was most surprised was I put him on a random Ultimate 7 team in place of Hela. In the one for my video, I just put him in place of Hela, and I was like, even though he out damages her, you'll see, guys, this is not that much damage. He did so much damage in Ultimate 7 that with like so I played the whole stage manually. I did that node that takes me forever, A5 tanks.
Okay.
That node that I always have to 2-shot. And I played it manually, and I finished with like 3 characters with like a hit left each on the enemy team. If I had autoed any of it or just made a couple decisions quicker, I would have 1-shot that node. He was putting out preposterous damage, and I was not expecting that. I thought they would wipe. I thought without Hela having Greg for the turn meter rewind, I thought the team would be toast, and he just lit up that node. So yeah, his damage surprised me. But then where he's been letting me down is Blitz. So I've been taking him at 8-3, and even in stages where I have him as the like 20k higher than the rest of the team, where he should really shine, he's not carrying matches against like semi-meta, just like random teams with Captain Marvel, random teams with Minerva, even though he counters Minerva. The 8-3 punch up, like he's just not doing that much damage.
I'm curious what team you're using him on. I've been very happy with him in arena and very happy with him in raids. Given where he's at as power level, what team are you using him in Blitz that's so disappointing with him?
So I've been trying to like really see how much he's carrying, like what is his solo contribution.
Okay. So you're testing a little different than.
Yeah. If I wanted to put him on a reliable team, I have like a Marauder hodgepodge team that's literally got like Sinister, Strife, and like Hawkeye and Hulk, just like random. So I could just stick him on there, that he'd do great. Yeah. So first I wanted to make use of the synergy with Quake. So I put him on my Avenger Shield team, which before putting him on it is Captain America, Black Widow, Quake, Coulson, and Medic. And I experimented with him replacing Coulson, with him replacing Medic, with him replacing Black Widow. And yeah, that team just kept getting crushed. He was like a lot of times the last one standing, which doesn't make a lot of sense to me because he's got good health, but it's not preposterous. But yeah, he just, as good as his damage was, it wasn't good enough in 8-3, which is weird that it's good enough in Ultimate 7, but not 8-3. I don't know what's going on there. Then I was like, all right, well, let me make it easy for him. And I put him on like my Kree minion team with Ronin and just replaced one of the Kree minions with him. And I was like, he's obviously going to be a lot more impactful than a Kree minion. And this team that normally would have won as Ronin and the Kree minions was losing with a giant Black Bolt on it. And I was like, what is going on here, right? It doesn't make that much sense. But so
I guess he's really that arena character because you're seeing so many Ultrons in arena.
Yeah, I think as a counter to Ultron, as a counter to Minerva, and on a team that's really, really based around like everyone having protection and sustain, his damage is excellent. But it's just a plug and play all-purpose blaster. While he's hands down one of, if not just the best blaster. And I don't know. I don't know if I think he's a better blaster than Ultron. But anyway, that's some debate. But I think that he is, while he is going to be the most important part of the Inhumans team, based on what we've seen of the Inhumans team, based on knowing YoYo's kit, based on what we'll talk about in the Datamines about Crystal's kit, I think that for the first time, he is a legendary that while he is an absolutely essential piece of the Inhumans team. I don't think all the power of that team lies with him. I think him and that team are going to be incredible. But I think YoYo has a lot of that team's power. I think Crystal has a lot of that team's power, and that's good. In previous,
we were talking teams, about Karnak possibly being a meta character as well in previous news videos. Looking to be a very, very strong team overall.
It is, and I think it's all spread out very, very well. So I think he's a terrific, terrific blaster, and the fact that he single-handedly hard counters Ultrons and hard counters, summoners, people who revive, like, that's great. But he's not Phoenix. If you're expecting to just stick him on a team and now you're gonna win, he doesn't do that. He's not a one-man win like Phoenix or like Ultron. But used properly as like, this is a solid team and we need a good blaster, he elevates the team big time in that blaster spot.
Nice. Yeah, I've been very happy with him, and I'm glad that you're super happy with him as well, because even though he's working very well, doesn't seem like he's working correctly. Now, the devs did make us aware of a bug with him affecting Groot, Wolverine, some other characters that are revived, but they look like there's some other bugs that are going on with him. What have you noticed so far, and what have you had reports of as far as bugs?
I haven't. This is where I get confused. I'm not saying that there aren't other bugs. I am not seeing any other bugs, and I'm confused by other people saying that there are other bugs, just because I've been using them quite a bit, and I've noticed that revive bug, but I think that's it. Someone else said he was causing like crashes or game freezes. I haven't seen any of that whatsoever, but I would believe the new character could have an animation that's causing freezing. But the only bug I've seen is his passive being too strong. And considering that the AI doesn't have Black Bolt right now, except like, an arena defense or, a poorly chosen blitz match. It's mostly something that's benefiting us. Like, I'm not mad about this bug at all. Like, oh no, my Black Bolt's too strong. Ah, darn. So.
Well, I've heard of his passive not going off. I haven't experienced that firsthand, but I don't know. Is that something that you've experienced? His passive not going off and getting that final blow?
I don't think I've ever seen his passive not go. So I do. I think during stream, I think there was like one crazy edge case where something obscure didn't trigger his passive, and I don't remember what it was, but it was it was something weird like someone countering a team up attack or something, just one of those like, oh, maybe they missed that, but it was I don't remember exactly what it was, but I think there was a single instance where I was like, and I remember being like, maybe I just didn't see it, but for the most part it's been very reliable. And again, the main bug with his passive is he keeps doing it too often. So
not a bad thing in my opinion. Until the AI starts getting a hold of Black Bolt, then fix this right now.
Then we'll get that fixed.
Fix it.
Yeah. Exactly.
But yes, guys, if you are experiencing bugs, make sure you guys write into customer support or leave a message here, because if they don't know about it or can't recreate it, they're never gonna fix it. So
exactly.
I haven't seen them firsthand, but what's going on right now? Falcon. Great character, one of the best free-to-play characters or farmable characters in my opinion. Good blitz. What are your thoughts on Falcon for people that have not unlocked him or close to getting an NX star on him? Is this someone they should be pushing for?
Oh, absolutely. So you pretty much nailed it. I mean, he's one of the most overlooked characters in the game. He's really, really good. He's on a lot of people's arena teams. He's on a lot of people's Ultimate 7 raid teams, and then in addition to both those things, he's on an amazing Alliance War offense team, power armor. He's just super solid, but more so than all those things, there's a small subset of characters that I call, like, I don't have a title for them, so I guess in the comments help me come up with a title for them, but basically I have a small bucket of characters that I consider as like, make sure these characters are strong, because even if today isn't the day where they're on some super crazy meta team, the odds are very good that a day will come where they're on a super crazy meta team. And again, I think Falcon, his potential's already been realized being on an arena team and being on a raid team, but any character that can give a bunch of characters speed bar is in just permanently in the, there could come a day where Falcon is the one who rearranges the speed bars and makes some combo work out. So I think there is no downside to going really hard for Falcon. And yeah, I mean, it could even be a year from now, suddenly Falcon is the missing link to you know, making some new comp, able to beat some other new character before they take their second turn or whatever it is. So just, yeah, go in on Falcon. He was one of the few characters. There's some characters I don't have at 7-star yet. Falcon is one of the ones that as soon as he became farmable,
Khasino's going hard on this one himself.
No. I'm at 7 already, but
oh,
that's because I already went hard on him.
I thought you said you don't have him at 7. Okay. I
No. I said there are some that I don't have at 7, and when Falcon was one of them, and he became farmable, I immediately was like, we're working on Falcon now.
Okay. I didn't let you finish. That's my bad.
All good. Yeah, stop cutting me off. Don't you read the comments, man?
Oh my goodness! I'm sorry, chat, for cutting Khasino off all the time. All right. But let's get to some juicy stuff here. We've covered all the things I think most players know about. I think we cleared up that one Cyclops rumor, but let's get a bunch of other rumors started by some of these things.
Sorry, I'm gonna cut you off. Fair. I know. Normally you introduce this, but can I introduce these just to give the context?
All right. What do we got to talk about here, Khasino?
So every once in a while I ask Cerebro, like, hey, can you just give us like a little something, like a teaser of something that's coming that we can put in the news video? Because a lot of people tune into this news video, and I like, you know, having some exclusive news for them. And in the past we've asked him a lot, and he's like, you're asking me day of, I'd have to get some info for you, you know, beforehand or whatever, you know, usually just kind of giving us the runaround, like, I'd love to help.
And my bad, guys, I forget to ask him beforehand all the time, so yeah, I apologize, we haven't had this on earlier, so.
But so I made sure to ask him, and he gave me something, but this first thing, I'm excited to give this first piece of news, but when he gave me this first piece of news, I immediately was like, no, you gotta give me something else. But so what he gave me was, quote, something that the players have been very vocal about recently is coming very soon.
Ooh, I can think of a lot of things.
Right, well, that's the problem.
A lot of things that need to be changed, I think, and been very vocal about.
That's what I tried to explain to him. I was like, that is good news, but it also means nothing. And now you're going to have like 5 or 6 things that people jump to. Is like, oh, we're finally getting this. And then when they don't get it, they're going to be like, ah!
Should we add fuel to the fire and speculate? Because I could think of a few things off the bat here.
We can throw a few things out, but just know that he's talking about a singular thing players have been very vocal about. So try not to be too upset if it's not the one thing you've been very vocal about.
Yes. So this is speculation. We don't know. The only thing that we do know is what was just read to you. Something is coming soon, and players have been vocal about. Everything else is just speculation, guys, on our part.
We'll pause and we'll guess about what this could mean. But I told him, I was like, that means nothing, and that's setting people up to expect something that's not going to be delivered on. So you got to give me something better. And he did, to his credit, give me something better, which we'll talk about after.
Yes. All right. So let's talk about.
Let's speculate on this.
Speculate. All right. Should we even talk about red stars? Is that still beating a dead horse right now? Red stars.
Well, it's something that players have been very vocal about recently.
All right, that's been for over a year. That's been for over a year, so I guess that's not super recent.
Yeah, I don't feel like suddenly this big red star debate. All right,
so it's probably not red stars because of that recently in there. So, save squads. Jeez, my goodness,
I've seen that coming up.
All these new characters getting added and no way to really organize these characters. Maybe a whole revamp to that save squad system. I would be very happy about that.
Yeah, I hope that's what it is. I don't know if I've seen enough people being very vocal about that, but yeah, that one just kind of blows my mind that they, like, what is the upside to, like, sorry, not enough save squads. Now you have to manually
spend
pick
more
your
time in the game to organize your teams, guys. That's the metric they're wanting with this one. No save squads is gonna spend more time in the game.
It makes no sense why they don't just, like, I don't get it. Why don't we just have 30 save squads? Someone has an answer to this, right? Someone was like, give them 5. Last time someone was like, give them 5. And surely someone was like, 5, how about 10? And that person was like, no, 5. Like, why? Where that came from? I don't get it at all.
All right, 5 more after months.
Right, this is what I worry about is, like, we'll give you exactly enough. And if you remember, like, one of the things was like, well, what if we sell you more? And everyone was like, how about you go to hell?
Yeah.
And they were like, all right, we'll give them to you for free. So I don't know what the hell they're waiting for, but this one's dumb. Just
let me just say, we have never had enough save squads to make a team for every one of the characters on our roster. Never.
not
Never.
only that, but then there's different game modes. I use like 4 or 5 different raid teams. I've got a couple different arena teams. It makes no sense. Mobile Gamer threw out the idea back when we were at their offices. To clarify, during the trip we took to their offices, I'm not an employee of Fox Next or Marvel or Disney. But if you remember, you were with me, Valley. Mobile threw out the idea of like, what if we just had tabs and you had the same amount of save squads, but for each game mode? Wouldn't that be better?
Yeah, I mean, geez, that's something that's been thrown out for a while. If you look at a similar game that this was kind of based on in their beginning, Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes, unlimited save squads, guys. How hard is that? I mean, how much code is that on your phone to have unlimited save squads?
Well, unlimited could get crazy, but whatever. 30,
unlimited,
50,
but give us like 20 per game mode.
Yeah.
20 for each game mode. Yeah. Or more, 25 for each game mode, and that'll last for a little while, and then up it every so up. But that would be good.
Every 6 months, add 10 or whatever. But yeah, this is ridiculous. So right. Hopefully it's that. But that said, although like that is a big quality of life thing, I feel like that would be a very small thing. Like I feel like the general reaction to that would be like, yes, finally, and then just everyone would forget about it. It's not like days later, people would be like, woohoo, loving these extra save squads. It would just be like, thank you.
And quite honestly, it might not fit that recently thing as well, because this is something probably since launch that people have been asking for more save squads. And when it finally came out, we want more, and they gave us 5 more, and we need more. So maybe not this, but hopefully that is something that is fixed in 2020, or at least made to a more friendly place for the players. Jeez, I'm at a loss for words.
Well, what else you got?
All right, Cyclops. We've talked about him as in rumors, but maybe there is something coming to the game. So
no one talks about Cyclops.
No,
it's not that. It can't be that.
Yeah, it can't be Cyclops. What else?
No, I mean, you never know. We've been thinking we were getting Cyclops in every patch. Like they released a video that in Mobile Gamer Cinematic that he just put out, like. The medic promoting the Phoenix patch was showing gameplay footage of Cyclops. Marvel had a podcast come out where the hosts were like, oh, we got hands-on with Cyclops. His animations were cool. The freaking art book that me and you have says he came out in the summer of 2019. So
his art was released then. That's something, right?
They've obviously been meaning to release Cyclops for a while. I have no idea what they're waiting for. People have been talking about him recently, but I think they've been talking about him ever since, so I don't know if it's that.
All right, this is one that's a little closer to people's hearts more recently. Farmable Asgardians.
Yes, so that one, I think, that one gets my nod for what it...
You like that one. I think that's very friendly of them. I think that's very generous of them. That's
so here's the thing.
Very unexpected. Pleasantly unexpected, but unexpected.
Well, here's the thing. I think they're well aware that very few people got Black Bolt on the first pass. And they tend to do the second pass of a Legendary like 3-ish months after the first one. So because of how tight they've been with the Asgardians, if they make them farmable over the next 3 months, like people would just have to start hard farming them immediately. People have been very vocal about it, and I think that making sure that a bunch more people get Black Bolt on the second pass is a good idea for them. So that would be my guess, is that they're gonna put the Asgardians somewhere, whether they distribute them amongst the stores or and you know what else? Oh. I just thought of something else I want to add to this list.
What is it? What is it? We didn't discuss this one previously.
What about Nexus 8-9?
Oh, that is...
Which could have something to do with Farmable Asgardians.
Oh my goodness. That I know that's not been recent, but that would be so good. I mean
it comes up quite a bit.
Or even changing the milestones to include Nexus, because I'm running out of Heroes and Villains campaigns, so that would be good to add more campaign nodes, just random campaign nodes in farmable locations.
And with the new game modes that they have coming out, like they understand people want and need more orange gear. People trying to get people gear tier 14 for the new game mode. So putting Nexus 8-9 and making them challenging and putting some of the orange mini uniques or something on those nodes, like I think Nexus 8-9 is actually... I might change my nominee to that.
I like that one better than the Asgard. I mean, I don't know if I like it better, but I think that one is a little more likely than the Asgardians. So yes, that could be it. Guys, let us know in the comments. Those are some of our guesses. We know as much as you do at this point, so let us know your guesses in the comments. And if it's right, then you get to say, hey, I made it on this day. It's got that timestamp there. You want to introduce the next thing we're talking about?
Sure,
or
sure.
is there more speculation that you want to do on this one?
No, I think, that's everything that came to mind in that one. But so we heard the first one that something players have been very vocal about recently is coming very soon. And I was like, could mean anything, means nothing. We'll be the judge of that. Give me something else. And he gave me something which is also incredibly vague, but it's something to start thinking about. And he mentioned, quote, "There's a new character coming soon that will make some existing characters better. Nothing we've talked about yet."
Could go in a couple different directions with this one. Jeez.
Yes.
Many different directions.
Now, this is not necessarily to say that it's a character coming that will make bad existing characters better, but my brain jumped to like some of the weaker meta teams. Like some of my first thoughts were like, maybe you were talking Doc Ock for Sinister Six. That would make them better.
The first one that came to my head was Red Skull for Hydra.
So it's that it could be that too. I believe, and I don't know if they consider this something concrete, but they originally had said basically we won't require Hydra for a legendary event unless we rework them first, because we don't want to require garbage characters for a legendary. And pretty much everyone had been assuming Red Skull would be a legendary, so that kind of sounded like we won't really bother with Red Skull until we're reworking Hydra. Now, it could be Red Skull, and it could be a Hydra rework. It could be the
rework, yes.
Could be.
We got the Guardian rework in January last year, so...
Some other... The reason I jumped to Doc Ock is they had a survey that leaked a while back. People were showing that they were inquiring about like which version of Doc Ock people would want to see in the game. So that was one that stuck out to me. Other options though could be something like Spider-Gwen or some other Spider-Verse character, because people are like, I love the Spider-Verse characters, but they're not quite where I want them to be in the meta. So it could be a character for that team.
And now that you have to choose where to put where to put Green Goblin on Sinister Six or Spider-Verse, so you can't make a complete team of either one without replacing some characters. So that would make sense. You're
absolutely right to be good there. And then another one I have an idea for is like the Avengers, right? If they brought out a new Avenger that made some existing Avengers better. People have been asking for the Avengers to come back in the meta, so could be that.
That would be good. That would be good and very welcome, because Avengers are the most popular and they're not the meta team for a while in this game. So I don't know. We could go in many different directions with this one, guys. So let us know your comments. Who do you think it is? What character do you think it is? Any other guesses before we move on to more rumors?
I mean, I can just keep spitballing guesses here. There's so many characters they could add, but I think those are the main ones that it occurred to me were like
Howard the Duck.
I hope so. I always hope so.
All right.
And he should make every existing character better.
There is another rumor that you heard about. Got a little clue about something else, and I will let you introduce this one so you could word it properly. You could word this one how you want.
This one's all me. Okay. I got this one.
Be careful with your wording here, because...
Oh, I will.
Okay.
So this was while the Cyclops requiring Inhumans as a legendary event rumor nonsense was going on, I was getting more and more irritated that so many people were getting outraged by, again, what I just consider to be like an absolute nonsense thing. So I just spilled this tiny little tidbit on my Discord. So I'll share that with you guys. So in addition to Crystal and Karnak, who are expecting next patch, one of the new characters coming next patch, their name starts with the letter S.
Squirrel Girl, your wish is coming to the game.
No, I absolutely hope not. I will meme that character in oblivion.
That silence was deafening. Your reaction was priceless. I love it.
It's just a look of defeat. I hope it's not Squirrel Girl. Anyone but Squirrel Girl would be good.
Okay, well, there's a few other names that we...
I guess I'd be okay if Squirrel Girl was like the new default worst character in the game. That might be okay.
She could bring that hero brawler team
down?
Stronger? I don't know.
Just as soon as she loads in, someone on your team
I think she's pretty strong. I think she fought Thanos and won, if I'm not mistaken.
Nope.
No? Okay.
I'm sure
Let me
someone
know in
wrote
the chat,
that.
guys. What
Nope.
if that has happened or
Squirrel
not?
garbage character.
Let me know.
Okay. Yeah, I hope it's not Squirrel. But anyway, yeah. So I figure if people are going to be talking about rumors and stuff, they should probably be talking about true rumors.
All right. Well, I think there's a big one, but before we get to that one, there was one that you mentioned in the previous new character making existing characters better, Spider-Gwen. I think that's an interesting one that you mentioned, related possibly to something else, or could be the same exact character that both these rumors are talking about. What do you think the odds are for Spider-Gwen completing that Spider-Verse theme?
Yeesh, yeah, I don't know. It doesn't seem to like it. It seems like it'd be the perfect fit, right? It would round out the Spider-Verse team. It would be the 3 spider people and the 2 symbiotes, and then you'd have the Sinister Six, which would all be their own thing. Like, it seems like it would be a perfect fit. So I hope. I don't know how likely I think it is, but it seems like a great fit. So.
All right, there's another one that we were talking about that could be very likely. This one has been rumored for a while. So one name that I did think of after the Squirrel Girl reference, because Squirrel Girl, I think that's the first name that I thought of when I thought of you. Silver Surfer. I think the likelihood of Silver Surfer coming to the game is very high because he was rumored way back when the Fantastic Four originally came out. There was some rumors of him replacing Namor for that Fantastic Four 5th spot and making them usable in other game modes. Timing, I don't know. It's a weird time right now. It's a specific movie tie-in, so it could be a good time to release a character like Silver Surfer that's very popular. What do you think the odds are of this character actually being Silver Surfer?
I think the odds are good. I'm pretty excited at the prospect of it being Silver Surfer because Namor is such a one-dimensional character, and the Fantastic Four need a 5th that really just allow them to function as a 5-character unit in other game modes. Yeah. And so, yeah, I think Silver Surfer would certainly fit the bill, and I like the character, so I think that's another really good yes.
Coolness factor for Silver Surfer. Do you think this will kind of make the community super happy to forget about some of the Black Bolt things going on?
I certainly hope so. I mean, you have some people who are gonna never forget and be upset no matter what, but
Nightly. There was some other characters that we thought of with this that began with an S that could be coming to the game at some point. This is the one that I like, She-Hulk. I don't know if it's super likely, but I would like to see She-Hulk eventually come to the game.
I was gonna say Sunspot. I really like Sunspot.
Sunspot for the X-Force.
Is Sunspot X-Force? Why was I thinking Marauder? I think there's a...
maybe I'm getting confused. Maybe he's a Marauder. I don't know. I thought he was...
I forget if Sunspot is X-Force or
He's
Marauder.
A mutant. He's a mutant. I know he's a mutant.
Well, there is if it's not Sunspot, there is a mutant who started with S who was a Marauder. And I was thinking that because, new character coming, making existing characters better. It's like a 5th Marauder could be... we're kind of waiting for, like, what the heck's going on with the Marauder. So I think a 5th Marauder starting with S, also very likely. And again, for some reason I was thinking Sunspot, but I could be confused, and there might be a different Marauder who starts with S. But
another one that was mentioned in just conversing with each other, Sandman, possibly filling another spot on that Sinister Six and getting Green Goblin back to the Spider-Verse, or another character to the Spider-Verse from that Sinister Six. Be interesting. That's true, and then It would, and he would make a good tank, which would actually really make sense on the normal Spider-Verse team, and it would get, if he also had the Sinister Six tag, just in case you wanted to use him as Sinister Six, then Fox Nix would stop getting roasted for having 5 members of Sinister Six. So you know what, I would like that if they brought him, gave him the Sinister Six and the Spider-Verse tag, so you could kind of pick and choose where you want to use these characters. I'd be happy with that. I would be happy with that.
Yep, and I've been playing some Marvel Super War lately, and he's a crazy good tank in that game. So yeah, just think of all the damage you can absorb just because you're hitting into sand.
Yeah.
So kind of
like that, increased dodge chance maybe, because you're not really hitting him. Maybe he'll increase the dodge of all those Spider-Verse characters.
I would like that, but I would see more of like a M'Baku type thing where he just keeps healing, like he kinetically absorbs the blows. Where if you hit him with like an ability big enough, you just blow him away. But if you're hitting him with small stuff, he just kind of absorbs it, and his health wouldn't go down that much. I could just spitball.
That would be a cool mechanic. I would like that kind of mechanic on some character. He's fun.
M'Baku has it. He just he doesn't really get a lot of opportunity to show it, but he heals quite a bit off of big hits right after he taunts. So
I like it. I like it. That is exactly what the Spider-Verse needs.
I agree.
I think that's all for the rumors, unless you have anything else before we move on to some data mines.
No, we could shoot out characters that start with S all day, but I think we've covered some of the big ones. I'm curious if people in the chat think there's someone major that we left out.
Yeah, let me know who you think the S character is. One of the ones we mentioned, somebody else that we have not thought of. Let us know, guys. We probably will be seeing very, very soon. But let's jump ahead to these data mines, because these are something that are actually in the game right now. Not confirmed any of this coming, but a lot of these data mines with dates attached end up being accurate sometimes. So I would put a little more weight in some of these. First one is about Crystal. Crystal, the newest blaster from Inhumans, is on the way. Be on the lookout for the first opportunity to recruit her in the upcoming event campaign. So an event character. So obviously released sometime after the Heimdall event ends. What do you think of Crystal, the blaster in Humans?
I mean, we don't know any of the specifics, but from her gameplay footage, she looked good. The fact that she's a second blaster on this team looks good. And since you're looking at the data mine, can you read through like
yes,
what
let me actually. I just saw that, so I was
like,
like, I gotta read this because it tells about her kit. All right, she heals inhuman allies when they hit low health. So
already an extra layer of protection for them. That's good.
Stuns enemy summons. So Black Bolt screwing the summoners, Crystal screwing the summons. I mean, geez.
Yep.
Crippling some of these summon teams.
They are the anti-summon team.
Oh my goodness. On turn, reduces speed bar with the highest speed abilities that attack. Oh, reduce. I'm combining the two. On turn, reduce speed bar from the enemy with the highest speed.
Right, so
that sounds like
right
a crazy passive. Oh my goodness.
That is incredibly intriguing.
Jeez.
That could make Crystal fall in the same category as Falcon, which we talked about earlier. We'll see if it like relies on some synergy or something. But it sounds like Crystal could be the key to offsetting the fastest enemy character and just throwing turns all out of order and come up with some crazy combos. So
yes, I've experienced that in a lot of arena matches using Falcon. The turn order just goes haywire, and it's very hard to predict those Falcon matchups, which I love, by the way. And the last one, abilities, plural, that attack all. So not one. There are at least two abilities that are AoE attacks on Crystal's kit, which makes sense because she controls elements like fire, and water, and wind. So
in the strike time, they had a tiny bit of footage of her, and she had one ability where she was clearly like hitting everyone with a bunch of ice and shattering it. Then she had another ability where she was clearly like making the ground rumble, and like rocks and stones from under people's feet were kind of going everywhere. It's kind of like an earthquake type thing. So yeah, we already saw a couple of her AoE animations. So yeah.
I like it. She looks very, very strong, and she's an event character, so not the most restrictive farming method for a new character, but hopefully she becomes farmable down the road at a quicker rate than some of these other characters. There's a blurb about some increased gold from campaigns for the next 24 hours. All right, and the next thing is YoYo, and we have some of her abilities here, but the more important thing is her blitz. She has a blitz starting on January 16th. So not this Thursday, following Thursday. Red Star's gonna have an increased drop until the 15th. So probably recruitable this week. An offer for her coming out this week sometime.
Yep. If not an offer for her at the end of this week, then like right at the start of next week is what it sounds like. But just keep an eye out when you see, Black Bolt's 10% red stars are coming to an end. That probably means the very day that ends, hers will start and her offers will show up. So
yes, and I think another Whale Wars is starting with you on that day, most likely.
A new format. It won't be Whale Wars anymore. It'll be,
what is the new thing on this?
Don't buy red stars, episode 1.
That should have been what it's called all along. A cautionary tale against red stars. Oh my goodness.
I mean, early on we were giving them the benefit of the doubt. But
I was not. I was not. Let me be clear. I was not. Go look back at the videos. I said this sucks from the very beginning. So.
Yeah, I think that was most people's opinion who came on the show.
So yeah, my opinion, over a year later, they still suck. Nothing has been done. Well, something has been done, but it still is very, very bad. So
No, they. I mean, pretty much everyone agrees they're the worst aspect of the game. And I told you for the first year, like that was the extent of my tolerance. Was like you can have a year where they're horrible, and I've seen other games do stuff like that. Fine, but after a year, it's time to clean it up. Yeah. And the year is up, so you'll notice as time goes on.
You're out of time, Fox Next. Let me tell you something.
All right, you made some good money off them. We're happy for you. It's time to stop leaving our player progression in the hands of RNG.
Let's make them more farmable, more player friendly. My goodness.
More choice, more availability of the higher ones. Stop, making it so we can't progress unless we get lucky. I'm 18 grand deep. I don't know how many players you expect to match my commitment to buying red stars, but I have 0. So hopefully you're not expecting too many.
Whale harder. That is the thing. 18 grand is not enough for one 7-star red star character. You need to whale harder.
So it would seem.
That is the solution. So. Well, a lot of stuff covered. Some rumors, some confirmed things, some very vague rumors, and some debunking some things, and a lot of things that went over. Anything else that I missed? Anything else that you feel we need to cover this week for the news update?
No, I feel like we covered a lot. And honestly, this is one of the few news videos where I'm like, my head's kind of spinning a little bit. I don't remember each and everything we talked about, but I hope we covered everything.
I hope.
Also, disclaimer: I didn't get the right amount of sleep this morning, so.
Oh no, that is 2 news videos in a row.
I'm fixing my sleep schedule.
I'm still a little jet lagged, but it is what it is, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this news video. Khasino, thank you once again for stopping by. Tell everybody where they could find you and if you have anything coming up that people need to know about.
Yeah, I mean, I stream Marvel Strike Force every single day on Twitch at 1 p.m. Pacific time. I got youtube.com/Khasino, and Valley was actually helping me just before this on a video where we found a very, very interesting counter to the Asgardians that beats them pretty decisively over and over. So still a little bit more testing to be done, but keep an eye out very, very soon for a video on how to dismantle those pesky Asgardians, because I think we might have cracked that code.
That will be released on Khasino's channel, so make sure you are checking him out. The links to his channel and his Discord and everything else are down below, guys. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video. More stuff like this coming. Every week we do this news update video, so if you want to stay tuned on the Marvel Strike Force news and anything else, make sure you are a subscriber of this channel. Smash on that notification bell so that every time a new video goes up, you get notified. And yes, smash on that like button as well, guys. And there's a lot of links down below that support the channel. BlueStacks, totally free. There's some Valley merch if you want to check out some cool merch or some other things. Dragon Champions, another game I'm playing on my other channel if you want to check that out. And I will see you guys next time. Make sure you guys check me out on social media. Hulk fist bump. Bye-bye. ValleyFlyin out.